Hello everybody, I am Dragon Wolfworm, and this is, well, what we're going to call you for this review.
You know, I don't know what we would call me for this review, except fantastic, except amazing, except not Iron Man 3.
Definitely not Iron Man 3.
Explosions!
All of them. We just got back seeing it not even like an hour ago, and...
True story, bro.
Just... You know what, I'm gonna let you take it.
Okay, I will preface this off by saying I thought, for the most part, the movie was great. It really was. There were just some unnecessary parts in this movie, pretty much the narration of it, which is practically all of it. But I mean, if you just took the narration of the movie out, the movie would stand by itself actually as a pretty good movie.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been better, but overall I think the overall story itself was just so full of holes. First off, let's talk about the one thing that's always bothered me about the Iron Man franchise. How is it that everyone can hack a suit?
Nathan, everybody knows how to do that. Yeah. It is technology that was never invented before, but everybody can do it.
Yeah, in Iron Man 1, it made sense because that was the prototype, and Obadiah Stane managed to gather the plans, and you know, they actually talked about it. Iron Man 2...
Dreadlock Man was pretty good at it.
Dreadlock Man was pretty good at it because he was just as smart, if not smarter, than Tony Stark, and he was in the same field, so it makes sense. This movie...
Iron Man 3, fuck it. Nathan right here, Dragon Wolfworm, he could take an Iron Man suit and take control over it and do anything he wanted.
Yeah, I would probably take over.
Pretty much anybody except Gwyneth Paltrow could actually fly this suit.
Yeah, that was funny because Gwyneth Paltrow was in the suit and she's like, oh my god, I don't know what to do. Which I guess makes sense, but at the same time she's like,
Nobody else had a problem with that.
Yeah, nobody else had a problem with the suit. Even the president, when he was locked...
Whoa, spoiler alert!
Yeah, I'm gonna put it... It's already in the description, spoiler alert. When the president's all tied up in the suit, and then we're gonna... And the great plan, the villain's great plan was to burn him alive by blowing up an oil ship.
While he's in a suit.
While he's in a fucking suit. And the president knew the president even knew how to kind of work the suit a little bit. And he was just like, how is it that everybody except Paltrow, who's been around Iron Man, or Tony Stark, has been around him almost the entire trilogy, doesn't even know how to work a suit, doesn't even know what any of it is. Happy Hogan could probably figure it out faster than she could.
And you know, there was another part of this movie that just didn't quite make sense. So Tony Stark doesn't have the Iron Man suit, and he goes and he infiltrates all by himself, infiltrates a fortress, basically.
Yeah.
A fortress. But immediately following infiltrating the fortress...
Not even 20 minutes later.
He is subjected to be the sidekick to James Rhodey and doesn't know what he is doing.
Yeah. It's like, you're 6 o'clock. Huh? Yeah, you're 4.
You got your gun up, right? Oh, yeah,
I totally got it up. It's like, dude, you just infiltrated the base of the Mandarin, the big guy who we all thought was the main villain. And, by the way, that twist is... I hate that twist.
But okay,
we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, he goes has an actual gun, and yet he can't shoot somebody.
So this movie is basically, if you've never seen Iron Man 1 or 2, you didn't need to.
Yeah.
He basically kind of explains it all, but it really wasn't necessary. At the beginning of the movie, he's like, "Oh, I had this one-night stand a long time ago, and that sets me up for where I'm at right now." And he's explaining, and oh my god, this stuff's happening. And you get to the end of the movie, and what happens here is, he's like, you know what? We're done destroying all the bad guys. There's no way there could be another bad guy. No. You know what? Let's just blow up all of my suits.
Despite the fact that they brought up a few times that there was an alien invasion in New York, which was good, and they brought up the fact that Tony Stark had anxiety problems, or PTSD.
He had PTSD.
Which somehow he overcame.
No. That's the problem with people with PTSD. They can overcome it, they just need to focus.
PTSD doesn't work that way, people.
At the end of the movie, he just decides, you know what? I had like 100 Iron Man suits, and let's say 80 of them got destroyed. Fuck it, let's blow up the rest of them.
Let's just blow up all of them.
I don't need them anymore. There's gonna be no crime. You know what? Iron Patriot can do it. He can take care of anything. So there's like one suit going around now, and that's Iron Patriot's suit.
Even though Iron Patriot's suit was hijacked by a bunch of terrorists who somehow found out how to work the thing, so you don't even know.
War Machine rocks.
You don't even know.
That was pretty funny.
That was pretty funny. You don't even know if War Machine or Iron Patriot really is even going to be all that terribly effective, because he was hijacked by terrorists.
That was pretty badass when he jumped out of the Iron Patriot suit, though.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, unlike Tony Stark, James Rhodey apparently can kick some ass.
Yeah, they actually gave James something to do in this movie, unlike Iron Man 2. But Iron Man, okay, let's talk about the twist.
Okay, chickens, snakes, a big dragon, a bowl of fire raining from the sky. Also, rice, birds, pigeons, mice, and also a dinosaur. Anyway,
the
main villain can breathe fire.
apparently. Yeah, the main villain can breathe fire, and he can melt Iron Man's suit, which I thought was even more outlandish than, you know, them hacking the suit without any prior knowledge of the fucking suit. But the one thing that I think a lot of people are gonna get pissed off about, the Mandarin wasn't even real. He was completely made up. No. He wasn't made up. He wasn't Ben Kingsley. He was Guy Pearce. When he finally told Tony Stark it was really, he was the real Mandarin. He was the one who was behind the entire events of the Iron Man trilogy from 1 to 2, the whole 10 Rings, the whole terrorist thing in Bobber. It was really him. And the only thing that came to my mind was suddenly he was Vince McMahon telling Stone Cold that it was me all along.
It's me, Austin! Oh, son of a bitch! What? It's me, Austin! It was me all along, Austin!
That's the only thing that came in my head. I was like, ugh.
Okay, and a problem I had with this, or with the Avengers movie, which was a great movie by the way, was like, where can they go from here when they split back up?
Yeah.
This is, the main villain completely just disregards the fact that an alien invasion or something bigger could come at any time and wipe them all out. No, he's going to rule the world.
Yeah, he's gonna rule the world.
And Iron Man is his only issue.
Yeah, he's gonna rule.
Not Captain America.
Not Captain America. Not the Hulk. Yeah, not anyone like that. The big villain is gonna rule the world through acts of terrorism. He's gonna become the war on terror, so to speak. And yet, despite the fact there was a big alien invasion, despite the fact that the Avengers had to destroy Loki and all that other stuff, and his tactic is to destroy Tony Stark, and
I'm not even sure anymore. But yeah, as I'm sitting there watching the movie, they get through this great fight sequence, and I'm like, you know what? This is a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
And then it keeps going. Then he has surgery. He has the power source taken out of his heart.
Yeah,
to remove the shrapnel, which I don't know. I was under the impression that wasn't really allowed to happen.
Yeah, that was under the impression too.
I mean, I know, you know, this is all make-believe, but that was the whole point, was he was supposed to have it to keep him alive.
Yeah, and somehow he's alive.
And, yeah, and he throws the power source away, which really didn't matter at that point, because, yeah, he got rid of all of his suits. He could build the suit again, but then what was the point of blowing up all of his suits?
Yeah, so it kind of makes you kind of wonder, okay, what was the overall theme of Iron Man 3? Iron Man 1 was about his origins and to basically humble him and say, you know, I've done wrong, you know, my powers corrupted me, I've done a lot of evil, I've sold weapons to people who are just going to use them to terrorize people, blah, blah, blah. So, there was a good theme there. Was the movie perfect? No, but the overall theme was solid, and the villain was solid. Iron Man 2, a lot of people bitching, moan, and complain about Iron Man 2. I thought it was fantastic, because the overall theme was, if you can prove to people that Tony Stark is incapable of saving people, then people will start believing in him. It worked, the villain showed that, and that even carried on to the Avengers a little bit. This movie, I don't understand the theme. Because in the Avengers, even
the best part of the movie
Yeah.
was Guy Pearce's piercing eyes.
Yes.
He is I'm not ashamed to say, he's a very handsome man, and his transformation through the movie was worth what Iron Man 1 was. It showed he used to be here, and now he's over here. And it was a great accomplishment. But, screw helping people.
Yeah, screw helping people. But, and even in the Avengers, Captain America looks at Tony Stark and says, "Take away the suit. What are you?" "Oh, I'm a billionaire genius, philanthropist," something along those lines. And it's true. Tony Stark doesn't need the suits at all. We knew that from the first two movies.
He apparently did not know that until the very end.
Yeah, he did not realize that until the very end. It's like, really?
Wait, I'm the one that built the suit?
It's like, wait. I'm the one who controls the suit. The suit is not controlling me. Holy shit, revelation.
Not to mention, okay, the many suits that he has, practically none of them are used for any of their real uses, and it doesn't explain any of their real uses.
Yeah.
They're just extra Iron Man suits lying around.
I did notice a few of the suits that have certain traits. One was
the Hulk one?
Yeah, the Hulk one was obviously the stronger one. The Hulkbuster is what it's called. There was one suit that had these spikes that would hit the ground and make things go up in the air. But the rest of the suits just kind of shot the beams, and that's all they did. They really didn't do anything really all that spectacular. Let's talk about Pepper Potts falling to a supposed doom. Now, I was actually okay with the fact of Pepper Potts dying. I really was, because that would give Tony Stark a reason to go into space and meet the Guardians of the Galaxy, which would would mean something. This whole movie would have meant something. But no, she's alive.
Well, she did have that extremist stuff put in her.
Even that was kind of dumb. It was like, oh wait, my great plan is to get back at Tony Stark, but I'm going to inject her with extremists.
Spoiler alert, Guy Pearce injects Pepper Potts. With extremists.
He injects it with extremists, and he's like, I'm putting my evil injection into her, and she only has a few minutes to live. Oh, wait, no she doesn't. Crap! The side effects don't work.
She's a weapon now. Against me.
She's a weapon against me. What do I do? I don't know. Kill Tony! Yes! He is to blame for all of it. And it's just, there's so many plot holes in this movie. I'm
gonna give it, I had a number before, I'm gonna go a little bit lower, I'm gonna go 2.5 out of 5.
Move really let me down.
If it did not have the narration at the beginning and at the end, 3.5, but that kind of ruined it, so 2.5.
Yeah, that ruined it for him. For me, the overall story was weak, the overall message was weak. It just felt completely pointless.
Well, there was that one point where everybody kind of in the theater was like, oh, hey, that was good. And I just kind of looked at you and I'm like, that was not a good movie.
No, it was not. I saw you staring at me, waiting for my approval. And I was just like, it wasn't all that great. And I think the crying baby next to me was having a better time than I was. Because I just felt like, okay, when is this movie gonna pick up? Okay, the action is good. Okay, the action's great. It's directed by Shane Black. I mean, he's pretty good at directing action.
And at the very, very end of the credits, they had special thanks to Josh Whedon. Josh Whedon, if you're watching this, I would recommend having them take your name off of that movie.
Yeah. Anyway, I really don't want to do this, because I was really ramped up to see this movie for weeks. I even dragged him and his wife, my sister, to go and see this. And I actually feel bad now because I dragged him to this. So it gets a 3 out of 7 for me. The action was good, the acting was good, but overall it's just a pointless movie. It doesn't coincide with anything. It doesn't coincide with the Avengers, doesn't coincide with Phase 2. It's just kind of like, here's a rushed version of movie.
Oh, and then since we're at the very end of this, the after scenes. Remember what you were expecting? What you were told was going to be at the very end?
Yeah, I was told that it was going to be a clip of Guardians of the Galaxy, not even, just like 5 seconds of like Star-Lord looking at the audience and just kind of nodding his head, and that's it. But no, instead we got the reason why Robert Downey Jr., or Tony Stark, I should say. Is there really a difference between the two anymore? He was sitting there talking to Bruce Banner, who was kind of not even paying attention.
I just gotta say something about Robert Downey Jr. He nailed the part. He nailed Tony Stark.
Oh yeah.
The story was just not that good.
No, the story was terrible. And you know, like
I can't think of an actor in this that actually didn't nail their part. Like the Mandarin, he fucking nailed his part.
Yeah,
the part that he was given.
Well, Kingsley, I mean, come on. I've never seen him in a bad movie. But, you know, as much as people complain about Iron Man 2, I actually liked Iron Man 2 over Iron Man 3. Because Iron Man 2 actually felt relevant. This one, it just felt like it was the point. I'm not going to say it was a cash grab, but I'm just going to say it was a disappointing entry into Phase 2.